Hi, I'm Linda with Tax TV, here to discuss how you can request innocent spouse relief. If your spouse or former spouse improperly reported or omitted items on your joint tax return, you may want to consider requesting innocent spouse relief from the IRS. If the IRS determines that certain tax, interest, and penalties qualify for relief, then those items can only be collected from your spouse or former spouse. However, you may be jointly and individually responsible for any tax, interest, and penalties that don't qualify for relief, and the IRS can collect these amounts from either you or your spouse or former spouse. In order to qualify for innocent spouse relief, all of the following conditions must be met. First, a joint return must have been filed that contained an understatement of the tax due to erroneous items, including unreported income or an incorrect deduction or credit by your spouse or former spouse. Second, you must establish that at the time you signed the joint return, you didn't know and had no reason to know that there was an understatement of tax. And it must be determined that after taking into account all the facts and circumstances relating to the understated tax, that it would be unfair to hold you liable for the understatement of tax. The IRS won't grant relief if it proves that you and your spouse or former spouse transferred property to one another as part of a fraudulent scheme, which includes defrauding a third party such as a creditor or business partner, an ex-spouse, or the IRS. There are many facts and circumstances the IRS considers when determining whether to grant relief, such as the nature and amount of the erroneous item relative to other items on the tax return, your educational background and business experience, the financial situation of you and your spouse, and the extent of your participation in the activity that resulted from the incorrect items. The IRS will also consider whether you failed to ask about items on the return that a reasonable person would ask, and whether the items differed from patterns in your prior year's returns. Finally, the IRS will consider whether it's unfair to hold you responsible for the understatement, such as whether you received significant benefit from the understatement, whether your spouse deserted you, and whether you and your spouse are divorced or separated. For more information relating to the innocent spouse relief, check out taxtv.com.